Hey, it's Nikachu, and in this video we're going to take a look at a Magic the Gathering cheater that gets caught by their own camera. Today's villain is Sean Angel. He uses a combination of shuffle cheating and a variation of the lap cheat to beat his opponents. Now today's cheat is taking place in a competitive Commander League, known to the community as CEDH. This is a 4-player format, so it's like Magic the Gathering Battle Royale. Each player has a 99 card deck with a signature commander card they can play anytime. Today's villain is playing Corvold, Fey Cursed King. For 5 mana, it's a 4/4 Dragon Noble with flying. Whenever Corvold, Fey Cursed King enters the battlefield or attacks, sacrifice another permanent. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on Corvold and draw a card. Now this league is played for prizes online over webcam. You know, a computer. You would have to be extra stupid to cheat in webcam events because any one of your 3 opponents could be recording the game. In fact, it's usually tournament policy. This exclusive footage we have is compliments of Josh from the 1 Mana Floating YouTube channel. Him and his friends play in the CEDH Rec Room Discord. Who noticed something suspicious about Sean Angel's play, clicked record, and caught everything on camera.
And it was but garbage. Shit. I'm sitting there like, help, SOS. One last one. Let's see.
Now to start the game, Sean Angel's shuffling technique is incredibly sus. He's shuffling the whole deck face up. And instead of grabbing the entire top half of the deck, shuffling it into the bottom, he's now selectively taking cards from the bottom, moving it to the top, and top cards moving them to the bottom. In fact, it looks like he's grabbing cards from the top, but actually he's just grabbing a chunk right below the top, leaving certain cards in place. Oh look, Wheel of Fortune. I don't need that at the beginning of the game. Might as well just stuff that at the bottom of the deck for later. And we're watching this in 480p. He's looking at his deck in 4K. Well, that's weird. Did you see that? He grabs a Bayou from the top of his deck, tries to shuffle it into the bottom, but then has a change of heart and sticks it back on the top again. I wonder what that's all about. And when he's finished shuffling, he obviously can see the bottom card of his deck. Compare this to his opponents who are shuffling their decks face down and away from their line of sight. But there's one thing that can exonerate him. All he has to do is cut the deck.
All right, one last one. Let's see.
Naughty, naughty, naughty. Of course he didn't want to cut, because he stacked his deck.
Yeah, I'll keep this in. Because anything else is just getting too greedy at this point. I just hate it's a one-liner. Alright. You're gonna be punished. I will play a Bayou for 8 Birds of Paradise and pass.
Remember that Bayou he grabbed from the top and almost stuck it to the bottom, but then quickly put it back on top? Turns out that was the only land he stacked on top of his deck.
I just hate it's a one-liner. Bayou for 8 Birds of Paradise and pass.
Our villain almost shuffle cheated against himself. If he put this land to the bottom of the deck, he would have stacked himself a no-land hand. Now, it's important to explain this deck's main killer combo, that is with Dockside Extortionist. For 2 mana, it's a 1/2 Goblin Pirate, and when it enters the battlefield, create X treasure tokens, where X is the number of artifacts and enchantments your opponents control. And in Commander, people love their artifacts. They'll give up their firstborn before they give up Soul Ring. So Dockside almost always comes into play with a billion summon treasure tokens, which can be sacrificed at will. And every time you sacrifice a permanent, Corval draws you a card. It's a killer combo that can run away with the game. But there's only one Dockside Extortionist in Sean Angel's 99 card deck. So what are the odds of drawing it?
Alright, we don't get punished. We didn't get punished. We did not get punished.
Yeah, it's a good Dockside.
Yeah, it is. That's why I say we don't get punished. I was like, top deck, I'll take it. Yeah, we're gonna do the thing. I always pay for my taxes.
I wonder what the odds are of the player shuffling their cards face up ends up with the quintessential card of their archetype at the start of the game. Now, Sean insinuates that he just drew the Dockside Extortionist.
I was like, top deck, I'll take it. Yeah, we're gonna do the thing. I always pay for my taxes.
But did he top deck it? I don't know if that's really true. In fact, if we restart the game back to the beginning, we can see Sean Angel shuffling through his starting hand. And what do we have here? Now, I can't be sure because this is such potato quality, but the shadows are consistent with a Dockside Extortionist. And on turn 1 of the game, we see the same card over here. And besides all that, the card actually drawn for the turn is called Grinding Station. That means the Dockside Extortionist had to have been in his hand the entire time. So is the Dockside in hand just dumb luck, or is he playing dumb to cover his tracks? I'll let you decide. Now back to the game, the Dockside actually gets countered by Josh's Force of Will, but then Sean Angel reanimates the Dockside back into the game with Unearth. Eventually, Sean Angel plays and sticks his Corvald Fey-Cursed King. And then comes one of the most brazenly bold moves you could possibly do on camera.
Ooh, snap, I do a land. That's what does feel good though. Flute Delta.
Man, good land too.
Draw. That's a bad card. We shall not play. It would have been great to start with that card. And I wish it didn't. Oh, how I wish it didn't matter. And one more for good luck. Okay.
Did you catch that? Sean reaches underneath the table and then pulls a whole new card right into existence. This is a variation of what we call the lap cheat, where an important card can just be sitting on your lap and at any moment be right in your hand. The lap cheat has been played for decades, going as far back as US Nationals in 1998, where Mike Long would be caught with a combo card in his lap. And to prove he wasn't up to any funny stuff, he played the rest of the tournament standing on his chair. In this case, Sean Angel could pull any number of cards anytime he wanted from underneath his table. That's cheating! Let me just reach around down here and then boop! Look what I found. So the card's been placed at the bottom of his hand. So what was so important that Sean Angel needed to cheat that card into the game?
I don't want to feed Ristic another card.
Do you think?
I might have to though. I mean, I'm already fucking balls deep. I'll see what the draws. Plus, play of Century. Sorry now.
The secret card pulled underneath the table was Saw in Half. Destroy target creature. If that creature dies this way, its controller creates 2 tokens that are copies of that creature, except their base power is half that creature's power, and their base toughness is half that creature's toughness, round up each time. What that means is that this Dockside Extortionist is about to be cut in half into 2. and each half will trigger, doubling the number of treasures for Sean Angel. And from here, this core vault completely takes over the game. Sean sacks 3 treasures, draws 3 cards to put Dozan the Fallen Leaf in play, which means no one can interact with him while it's his turn. And eventually he demonstrated he could infinite combo everyone to death, and he won the match. But upon conclusion of this match, it started going viral on the internet. Magic players across the world were amused by our villain's secret CEDH sideboard, aka pulling whatever you want from under the table. And in light of all this, all his past tournament games were investigated, and yeah, he was cheating the entire time. You see, Sean Angel was caught in another tournament manipulating exactly where his dockside extortionist was going to be. You see, Magic the Gathering webcam matches have something called the Brazilian cut, where you divide your deck out into 3 piles. Your opponents choose how they stack the deck back together to ensure that you did not shuffle cheat anything to the top of your deck. By sticking the dockside in the middle and dividing his deck carefully into 3 piles where the dockside is going to be on top of one of them, he has at least 33% chance of starting the game with his dockside extortionist. So what ended up happening to Sean Angel? But to explain that, we have to talk about how this cheating incident changed webcam tournament Magic for forever. Now, webcam Magic has this reputation for attracting cheaters. I don't think that's really true. You're on camera, for crying out loud. It's just that if all the tournaments are on camera all the time, well, you're just naturally going to catch more cheaters. And in light of today's incident, one of the larger tournament organizers, Chaos Tournaments, updated their policies against cheaters. From now on, if you get banned, you are lifetime banned from everything Chaos organizes. If you get banned for breaking the rules, no appeals, you are banned forever. And the best policy I ever heard of, if you happen to have played against a known cheater in their events, they will give you free entry to the next one. You see, the competitive Commander players, they might play to win, but they keep their community friendly and fair. And with these revised policies, our cheater got banned so fast it was like it had split second. Remember, the player that never cheats never gets caught. So if you've always wanted to take your Commander game to the next level, I don't think there's ever been a better time to be playing webcam Magic. Just remember to download OBS, click record, so that you can catch those cheaters with their own camera. Huge shout out to One Mana Floating YouTube for giving us this exclusive footage, and also congratulations to the Rec Room for catching those cheaters. So smash like for 480p camera quality, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, or your opponents will draw every card from underneath the table.